So now, hi, everyone.
Hello.
You can see me. Yeah,
Yeah. Everything's good.
perfect.
Perfect. All right. So thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you everybody for being here for this AMA with the BRISEMAN channel once again. So Simon, it's an honor to have you with us today. I really like the work that you started doing. First thing I want to ask you is, why did you decide to create a swap on
Ah,
RC20?
yeah, that actually was quite interesting for me, especially. I saw the BitGirl project and I wanted to interact with it. And normally, at least for me, the first thing I do is search for a swap on that project to see which tokens are listed, which projects I can trade, etc. And honestly, I just did not find anything. And then I contacted the community and asked where the main swap is, and they just told me no, they don't have one yet. And so I decided to create one my own. Yeah,
Okay, so you saw the need and you jumped on the opportunity.
basically.
Nice. So just basically to get everybody on the same page, what's the main goal of IcecreamSwap? What would you compare it to and why?
Yeah, the main goal of IcecreamSwap is just to be a solid version of Uniswap for BitGirl. So we don't aim to do anything like super crazy. We just want to get the fundament for the BitGirl blockchain for other projects to build on top of. And so every investor, every trader can use the swap as a one-stop solution for their DeFi needs, basically. We are also planning to expanding to many more sectors kind of in the DeFi space. But the swap really is like the fundament of all these coming expansion. Yeah.
Nice. I like the platform. I like the way that it's very, like you said, it's very simple. It's very straightforward. One of the major things that anybody that deals with an exchange wants to know, and especially on a chain like BitGirl, which is so new, is how secure are the other smart contracts that you're using? Have you been audited? What's the security part of your endeavor?
That actually is quite easy. We are using the original Uniswap v2 contracts, and therefore we have exactly the same security as Uniswap v2. That's even way more than just an audit, because Uniswap v2 is live for now, 4 years or so, and it might be the most attacked project that never had any issues with that. And we are using exactly these unmodified smart contracts, so we inherit all of them, their security on that. Yeah.
Okay, nice. So it's we don't have to worry about this being so innovative that we don't know how secure it is. So it's really fun. So I can imagine that starting a swap like that is quite an endeavor to do in terms of getting the product out there. And like I said, I'm always a fan of people that get things done. And you're fully operational and moving around. So that's something I really like. I imagine though that past the doing the smart contracts and the programming of the page and this and that, you probably run into the challenge of getting liquidity to run the exchange. What are you doing to get that liquidity, to get the exchange going?
We actually have two incentivize for liquidity provider. And the first one is we distribute the trading fees to our liquidity provider. So, for example, if you provide liquidity for Brise USDT and someone buys USDT from Brise or with Brise, the trading fees are 0.3%. That's on all our tokens. And these 0.3%, 0.25% are distributed to the liquidity providers, and 0.1% are distributed to our indirectly to our ice cream holders. That's our governance token. And that's also the second incentive. We don't have a pre-sale for that ice cream token. we are launching that via airdrops. And that means if you provide liquidity, you just get, by now, approximately once per week, an airdrop of our ice cream token. Which at the moment is worth $5, around $5. So the airdrops in the past were very, let's say, generous. Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. Because I remember maybe a couple of days ago you were around $2, I think, or something like that. It wasn't. You've been growing exponentially. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Nice. Okay, so I have to look at my wallet again. But now I'm getting maybe a little bit ahead of myself, because I know a lot of people don't necessarily know what it entails to provide liquidity to an exchange, and what do people do when they provide liquidity to you? Like, how does it work?
Yeah, basically we have the Uniswap V2 smart contracts, like mentioned, and these Uniswap V2 smart contracts store provided liquidity. So basically, liquidity is a pair of two coins. You always provide that liquidity in that pair of two coins, like again, for example, USDT and BRISE, and others can swap with these coins, with this liquidity. So basically, if someone swaps their BRISE for USDT, he gives you his price and gets some of your USDT. And the algorithm behind that is in such a way that you're never like ending up with a lower value after the trade in both your price and USDT. And that's why we need the liquidity, because the more the liquidity there is, the bigger the trades can be, and the fewer the price moves when someone trades.
Okay, nice.
So to trade big amounts, you need big amounts of liquidity, basically. Yeah.
So the price impact is lesser then. Nice. And is there any risk for people that provide liquidity? And is there any penalties if they want to take their liquidity back, or?
First of all, we don't charge any penalties. The only penalty, and that is the only one in our entire swap, is the swapping penalty, which are the 0.3%, like the swapping fee. Except that there's no penalty at all, no fee at all. And the risk for providing liquidity, like when you hold your tokens in your wallet, you still have the risk of these tokens, right? And that's the same thing if you provide them as liquidity. So if they increase or decrease in price, your liquidity also increases and decreases in total value. And you can completely mitigate that by providing liquidity as a stablecoin pair, and therefore providing USDT and USDC as the pair. And as long as they both remain at $1, which I mean they are designed to be to do, you don't have any price risk and still earn the trading fees and the airdrops.
Oops. Okay. Yeah, you're back.
Okay.
You
sorry.
For a sec.
Okay, then maybe I repeat the last sentence. Just said that that you can supply the stablecoin pairs and therefore basically risk-free because you don't have risk of market movement. Still earn the liquidity rewards like the airdrop and the trading fees on them. Yeah.
Okay, nice. So there's basically very little risk, and you do get a nice payout for providing the liquidity to the exchange. So that's a very nice thing. Looking at your website, I noticed that there's you're very, very transparent about things, which is something that I do like to see in projects. When you get into something, I like to see that people are very upfront about what they do. And one of the things that I noticed that you seem to bring into the community is that you created an RPC for people to be able to use. Now, I know maybe some people don't know what an RPC is, so if you could maybe just, without getting too technical, tell us what it is, why it's there, and why you decided to bring your own to the table.
Yeah, basically an RPC is like your entrance to the blockchain, to basically any blockchain. In this case, specifically for the to the BitGert blockchain. The RPC is the URL you need to supply in your MetaMask wallet or Trust wallet, whatever you're using. So the Trust wallet or MetaMask wallet can communicate with the blockchain. And BitGert was, or currently still is, growing so fast that the BitGert internal infrastructure for the RPC was not totally able to keep up with the many requests and also with some attacks happening there. And therefore they needed to rate limit that quite a lot. And users sometimes had issues with being rate limited, basically. That means that you just can't access your wallet anymore for 1 day or so till that rate limit is gone. And yeah, we decided to create our own RPC infrastructure and endpoint. So all our users can use that without being rate limited, or at least not till they really spam the system. And yeah, so just have a way greater experience in whole BitGert. You can use it for all over BitGert. It's just a general RPC endpoint.
Nice. So you're actually providing for the community, and at the same time, it's helping you out in having a swap that's functioning flawlessly, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, that's very nice. You're very far ahead in terms of your development for the swap. It's functional. It's you're compared to new projects. I mean, you're basically up and running. I saw that you had quite a busy roadmap that's ahead of you. So what's the future that you see for IcecreamSwap, and how is it going to resonate with the BRC20 ecosystem?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically our super ambitious goal for the future is to be the one-stop DeFi solution. That entails having the swap, also connecting that swap with other chains via our own bridges and our own swaps also on these other chains, having a lending protocol, and just providing the infrastructure so our users can use all of that, for example, our own RPC endpoint right now. So yeah, our goal is to be the one-stop DeFi solution.
Okay, so I imagine maybe things like staking that may come on, or I saw that you had something with about launching a lending protocol.
Yeah, correctly. We are also planning to launch a lending protocol because in our opinion, DeFi has three pillars basically, and these three pillars, the main pillars, is a swap, is a lending protocol, and is a bridge. And when you have these three systems in place, you can really build large things on top of that. But that's the fundamentals that need to be provided in every chain, in my personal opinion. And we aim to supply that to our users in the most reliable and trustworthy way we can. Yeah.
Nice. I like your answers. So, I mean, basically, so people provide you liquidity and they get rewarded with airdrops, and they also get rewarded by using the exchange itself.
Yeah, they get the. They can use the exchange obviously, so they can also trade their own tokens, but also they just get the fees generated from the exchange. So 5/6, so basically around 80% of all fees generated on our exchange is redistributed to the liquidity providers. And the missing 20% is used as an incentive for the ice cream token, and will later be used in automatic buybacks of that token.
So you're basically almost redistributing everything that is generated in terms of fees, and you're giving it back to the different people that are helping the swap work.
Exactly. I mean, basically, we see our ice cream token as our governance token, and I like to compare that to like a stock in a company. So all our generated income, generated fees is distributed to our token holders because they are like the project owners, basically. I mean, it's a governance token. And yeah, just who wants to have his stake in the project just needs to buy ice cream and therefore is basically part of the project. Yeah,
nice.
it's basically
nice.
a shareholder. Yeah.
And I imagine that doing it through the airdrops and developing it through the airdrops makes sure that the holders are actually people that have skin in their game and they're not just traders on your token.
Exactly. On the airdrops, we honestly don't earn like a dime. It's completely distributed for free into our community, and the reason for that is that we aim for like a long-term DeFi project and not just to fill our bags and then be gone. And by distributing the tokens via airdrops and not via pre-sale, etc., we make sure that all our active community members receive these airdrops and therefore shares in our ice cream company, basically.
Nice. So it's a community-oriented venture because you have a vision in the long term of being able to benefit from having been good to the people in your community, basically.
Definitely, yeah.
Nice. So, I mean, I think that we pretty much covered a lot of what you do. Is there anything else that you want to add? Any big news that's coming on? Any partnerships or stuff like that?
Oh, we are currently, it's crazy. We just yesterday we announced 2 new very large partnerships. We already have very large partnerships, but there's one thing that I would like to point out because like all our community waited very long for that. And we are finally at least very close to being ready, just like the last bits and pieces are coming together these days. And if I can share my screen, you might be able to see that also. Yeah, there it is. We have our own info dashboard. It's currently not publicly available, but it will be in tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. And basically, you can get all your informations you ever wanted about that swap on that dashboard. So you can see our current total liquidity, trading volumes. You can, for example, scroll down here to get informations about all the different tokens. For example, on the ice cream token, you can just look the price history up from that. Get a small reminder. If we wait 1 second, just keep in mind that that's not production right now, so it will also be way faster when it's in production. So we have our basically very nice graph here where ice cream to the moon, basically.
Very good.
You can also see informations on the pairs. So if you, for example, are not decided for which pair you want to supply your liquidity, you can basically see you can see the volume of the last 7 days, the total liquidity, but you can also see the calculated APYs, which for sure will grow in the next days after new users are onboarding. But for now, you can see our APYs here, and when you click on it, again the reminder, you can also see like the history of the total liquidity, the history of the trading volume, increasing steeply.
Wow,
price
yeah.
histories. Yeah, so I like everything you want to see on there. You should
You
be
have
able
it.
to see. Yeah, and that's our info
Nice.
dashboard. Yeah, long awaited and finally almost here.
I
You
mean,
even can look
that's.
up. Sorry.
I was saying that's big. That's very fun to see that you're just moving ahead like a train.
Thank you. And like the final thing on the info dashboard that I really like, you can even see your personal infos about your personal stakings. Here on accounts, you can search for your wallet address, or you can just like now select a random one, and then you can, for example, see like when you provide liquidity, how much your liquidity you have. That's like your personal info. That's not token info or pool info. That's your info, and you
That's your
can also
personal.
see, yeah, it's your personal dashboard, and you can also
So
see
you
like
can
how
actually
much you supplied.
track. Very nice,
Yeah,
because I know very often a big problem is to properly keep track of where you're at. You basically need to have a good Excel sheet and be very
exactly.
meticulous about numbers and when you put what in and so on and so forth. So I mean, to see it being done for me on the application is just you've got me salivating there. I mean, my Excel is going to go to the garbage.
Yeah, right.
That's
You
for
should be able to throw that away. Correct. And
nice,
you can
nice.
see the rewards sometimes are very nice. Like that just was a random address, like you saw. He staked around $80 worth of ICE USDT liquidity and already made $16 in trading fees for that. So that's not
Yeah,
our airdrop. That's only the trading fees. And that's
that's
in,
insane.
I think, 5 days or so, since the dashboard is, having informations. Yeah.
I've heard very nice stories of people providing liquidity on your swap right now. I know that the USDT is something that should be provided to IcecreamSwap right now.
That's correct. Yeah.
Not a financial advisor, but it's a the sun will come up tomorrow morning, so that's not an advice. That's just a fact of life. So yeah, so that's it. So all right, nice. I'm really psyched that you shared this with us. Uh, this is really fun. So I mean, I don't know what else you would want to say. We pretty much covered it all.
That's correct. Um, just like as maybe I tried to mention, I don't want to like now build the rocket ship that flies today and tomorrow it crashes completely. We
Yeah.
are aiming to like build a long-term solution, and therefore I'm super happy for all our community members who are just greatly distributing to the success of the project. And thank you all that you are here. Yeah.
Cool. I love the gratitude, man. I really appreciate you. Really fun AMA, so thank you very much. And
Thank you.
hope everybody listening in got some good information, and we'll be providing liquidity to IcecreamSwap. After seeing these numbers there, I mean, it's get to your wallets, people. All right. Cheers, my friend. Have a good one.
Cheers. Thanks for having me here. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks, everybody.